Hello, hello, hello. Am I late? No. Somewhere in between 7 and 7:30 as always. So, I'm on time. As far as I know. I don't know. Oh, so before we get into Minecraft today, I want to open up something. I posted it in the Discord yesterday, but I found something new that I am very excited about. And I know maybe you guys aren't, but I still wanted to show you. So let me go and grab it. It's in the cabinet. Okay, so all of you know that I have this book, right? Which is a Dutch translation of the Odyssey, right? I've shown this on stream, and this is a print from '98, right? It's in pretty good condition, mostly, and I really like it, right? This book now has a friend. It's still packaged because I wanted to open it up with you guys. This is, first of all, this is really cool. I found it at a secondhand bookstore, and very excited. Let me go cam and cam. We'll do. Gonna get OnePlus. Gonna get my camera started. Okay, so put you on a tripod, chat, so y'all can see what I'm doing, and I can show you what I'm doing. Oh, that's the wrong side. Book. Don't look at the mousepad. Book. So I've washed my hands. I haven't touched anything else because this is the important part. This is an old one. It's not as old as you would think it is, but still, I want to be careful because it was quite brittle when I bought it. So I'm gonna open this up slowly, just to not rip anything else. Come on. There we go. Edit. Hello, hello, hello. It's so cool. I love it. I love it a lot. Show that away later. So this is also a copy of the Odyssey. It's a lot older than the one than this one. But this is a print. Let me see if I can show you this. Can you see that? Can you read it? Maybe if I turn you guys like this. Let me find it. I don't want to crack it open entirely because the spine is very. Okay, you can't really see it, but that says 1939. So the print itself is from 1939, right? I think the translation of this text, I need to look it up. Let me see. Ooh, What's that? Oh, that's foam from the dishes that I was doing. Let me see. Who translated this? So the actual text, so the book is from 1939. The actual translation is from 1561. So it's still written in a Dutch, right? In a form of Dutch that it's recognizable, but it's also kind of weird. It's like, you know how Shakespeare writes in English? It's kind of the same thing. It's really cool. I love it a lot. And now I can compare.
Play Murder Mystery from Doctor 40.
Probably not. So now I can compare a translation from the 1900s to a translation from the 1500s. The book itself is not the pages. I mean, it's good for a book that's almost 100 years old, right? I think it's like 85, 86 years old. It's got a bit of a crease in here, so it might have gotten snapped in somewhere. The pages itself got a bit of chipping on the top, but the bottom's pretty nifty. Yeah, dude, I love this a lot. You can see the binding through the spine, but I like it. And I'm gonna put this on my shelf with my other translation. Like that. Like that. Beautiful. Let me put those away. And we're gonna get started. But that is what I'm so excited about. I got a translation from the 1500s of the Odyssey. Again, some of you might not think this is exciting. For people that are big nerds about like mythology and stuff, I like it. I'm one of those nerds. I like it a lot. Dude, I saw it in that store and I was like, The Odyssey is one of the most well-known books that has been translated, historical books that is. And I've been looking for like Ovid and Hesiodos, which I've read, but I don't have a physical copy of. Of course, you've got like Plato and stuff, but I'm talking about mythology itself. And I want to get a physical copy of an Ovid translation. One day. Are you going to be a part of the Xenoverse? Yes, I am. I am. I need to check. Wait. What hours am I streaming for? Let me see. Meeting notes. I am, and this is all in, I think GMT, general, is it GMT? I don't know. But I am 2 p.m. my time, I think. 3 p.m. my time. Yes, so 2 p.m. GMT. is my stream. I'm after MrBeardstone each time. So okay, let's actually start building now. Cause dude, that book, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to read it. But I want to get one of those stands where I don't have to flip open the spine entirely. Has already spilled some spoilers. What kind of spoilers? I'm excited because I haven't heard anything. I don't know anything about season 2, so tell me more, please. Tell me more. Like, I know that all of us are excited to do it, sure. But nothing's been decided yet. Or at least not that I know of. Okay, I think that should be good. We're gonna just start building up the... I've got the shape. First of all, maybe I should tell you guys what this is. That it's possible we're going to have more people and we'll be around March May time. I mean, yeah. That's like all like general knowledge. I don't think those were spoilers. Okay, so this is the main council building of the city that we're building. So this will house like most of the council meetings, right? I'm gonna start building up the walls. I have a schematic, as you can see. Schematic looking like this. Looks nice. And so we're just gonna go layer by layer. And just, you know, build up the walls first, get to detailing later, and then get the area done as well. Make sure we don't place blocks we don't need to, because I only have the amount of blocks that I actually need. Oh, also, let's record all of this. How was your guys' weekend, by the way? Or how is your guys' weekend? Saturday. Any exciting things happen? Did any exciting things happen? Been sleeping a lot? Understandable. You woke up at 2 p.m? That's like, is that not normal? When I don't have to go to work, that's like normal. I don't do night shifts. Neither do I. Neither do I. But I do. So usually when I'm able to work on videos is like at night. So a lot of it is just me working through the night and then waking up late. People that don't sleep until 2 p.m. when they don't work are weird. Yeah, fair. I don't know. I feel like my circadian rhythm is just the same as somebody who lives in North America. I just live during the night. I'm a lot more productive at night as well. I don't get distracted easily when it's night time. You sleep whenever Throw sleeps? Kind of, yeah. Kind of. Okay. So that's layer 1, the outer walls. Let's get the inner walls in as well while we're getting them done. This is not a wall, so those are staircases, which honestly I probably should get in as well while we work on them. Dude, I had to mine out all of this. I'm so used to having a limestone farm on the server and I don't have one over here. I was like, I'm built with limestone. I like limestone. Let me get my limestone out. And then I realized I don't have a limestone farm. So building with limestone 100 times more difficult. Limestone is such a scam, does not at all taste like limes. I mean, lime does not come from lime the fruit. Lime comes from the component in them. That is limestone. Should get a limestone. Yeah, that's probably something I'm gonna do either in this city or back at the starter base, but we'll see when that happens. Because right now, so I've decided a lot of the block palette for this area is gonna be limestone, marble-y looking blocks. So a lot of diorite, a lot of limestone, a lot of calcite. There's no real way. I don't think there's a way to farm calcite. I think we checked this already. Yeah, no. So it's gonna be a bit harder to do, but still possible. And be forced to. I mean, eventually that's the goal, right? Get this on a server. Even if we're talking about non multiplayer things, kind of have to, right? But yeah, eventually we'll get something up there. Okay, let's get these staircases in now. Boom. What up, twin? Am I a twin? Am I your twin? I don't know if I'm your twin, but hello, welcome in. How you doing? We're building, as you can see. Let's do that. Got that all built up. I don't know why there's a stair over there, but I assume it's just a misplacement, so I'm gonna ignore it. Right, and then just this last one. This is just gonna make things easier in the future to get, like, to build up on the second floor. And then we just need to kind of do the same thing over here. Boom. This is a big building. This is I have started the interior for it in the sense that I have all the supports decorated and stuff like that, and I am quite excited to see to show you what that looks like. Easier for you to get on it in the world? Yeah, I know, but the time lapse when building it looks a lot better. So I am going for artistic choices in the sense that I want it to look good on video as well. And the Canon is just, it's something about the Canon. Yes, it's much more efficient, but the Canon makes it feel so mechanical. Whereas right now we're building stairs, which in my mind makes most sense, right? Even though it's all been pre-designed, it makes much more sense to build staircases first to get to the higher floors, in my opinion. Whereas the Canon just kind of prints it out. Yeah. Boom, boom. I spent plenty of time on this, designing it. I think, was Tango streaming yesterday? I think so. Was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know. But I was designing this, watching his stream. You know, lurking in chat and all. Okay. Now I need to get, oh god, I need to get outside. Oh, also we have a jetpack now. A wisdom for DK. People in your background will be more cooperative than usual. Come on. There you go. There you go. From relics? No, just to create one. Is the Luderia Modpack public, or I mean, for now it's mostly MrBeardstone's pack with a couple of additions to it. Once I start adding stuff like numismatics and stuff, I'm gonna make my own pack, and then I'll put it out public. But for now, it's not something that's public. The only things I really added are supplementaries, and then there was another one. Oh, and carry on. Those are the only things that I really added to the pack, so. Waiting for wind chimes. Yeah, mostly waiting for Steam and Rails. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but you never know, right? Okay, so that is gonna, dude, this entrance, boom. Let me show you, let me give you a little preview of the interior. Look at it. Look at the, oh dude, it looks so good. Doesn't this look good, chat? With the flywheels. So that's where I want to end today. That's the goal for today. It's getting all of this built up. And maybe do a little bit of the terraforming around here as well. Boom. Also, I'm trying a new technique of texturing the build. Where I'm using the fill commands from World Edit to randomly texture, and then I weather the build separately. Build a farm for any create component. Can be in creative, cannot be a farm you already have built for this challenge. Oh. Come on, focus. There you go. What color do you want for this? Green and blue. Come on. Pull this up. Put it in here. And then I'll add it to the jar after stream. Boom. Bum. Dude, the jetpack helps a lot with building. Definitely these bigger structures, which I didn't really have a problem with this on the server because I wasn't building any mega structures, but what? For wisdom check? Oh, yeah. That's because you only can do one wisdom check every stream. $30, $45, $16, $23, $53. No winning numbers for you. Oh, that's the wrong camera. There we go. Wisdom for James. Not all closed eye is sleeping, nor open eye is seeing. Ooh. There you go. There you go. So basically, people can be blind. Yeah, exactly. Let's do the same from here. And then we're gonna build up the outside as well. All right. Dude, it looks so bare when you don't have all the windows and stuff in. I added these after the fact. So I designed the entire building, right? And that's why we have a wall here that I'm not building. But when looking at it, before these side like things, it looked so rectangular on the side, right? Too square. And so I added these little side, I don't want to call them chapels, but that's basically what they are. But these little side rooms, they're not towers because they're not going all that high. And it makes it kind of breaks up the flat wall, which is quite nice. Okay, and then the question is, do we build it up on the entire way? No, let's just stop here for now. And we'll just do the lower wall segments first. I've found the new perfect shading. I don't know what mod it's from, but we have the perfect shading block for limestone now. Oh, you'll see it in a second. It's quite exceptional. Hello, Taryn. Welcome in. How you doing? Look at these blocks. They're weathered limestone. And close up, they're a bit too gray, but they look so good from afar. And definitely if they're used as a shadow. I watched the VOD from your IRL stream. It was great. Nice. Nice. It was kind of sad that we didn't get to do the book market. But very understandable seeing the rest of the day. It was all gloomy and rainy. Look at how beautifully that is. That shadow block is so cool. Also, I like the bone blocks as a highlight. Okay. Sure. We'll do this one first. But I am quite excited about doing more of those IRL streams. I don't want it to be a regular thing, because they do, like, that is more time that I need to spend prepping for the stream and not actually streaming, because I have to go there and stuff. I have to go to the place I want to go to. One thing that's on my bucket list that I want to IRL stream is the university flower, like the botanical gardens. But those are not interesting at the moment because it's winter and none of the flowers are out. Thought it was fun, but it was like 4 AM here. Yeah. I mean, if I want to go to things that are open, I have to wake up early as well to go there. Like the book market is only in the mornings, so it stops at like noon. So yeah. That's why it was a little earlier. Oh, okay, let's take a nap first. There's other things I want to do. I want to go to an actual Belgian beer pub and have a beer. But I would want to ask permission first before doing that from the owner. Not for the case of like, you know how there's like a stereotype about influencers that go to places to get free stuff. I don't want to do that. I would want to be sure that they're okay with me filming inside. Plus, I want to be in like a corner where I don't bother anyone, right? Because if you go to a Belgian pub alone, you would be at the bar. You would sit at the bar, right? And I would do that, honestly, anytime. But then you're like bothering people that want to order and stuff, and because usually you would, depending on like in a typical Belgian beer bar, you will order at the bar. They won't really serve at the table, depending on the season. In summer, definitely in the city, you'll have people waiting tables, but that's not usually the case. That's mostly for, I mean, you've seen the city. The city is very, very touristy, right? It's an old city. There's a lot of history. Lots of tourists come here to take a look at that history. So during Belgian beer depends on the, I mean, there is no one type of Belgian beer. I think there's about 400-ish styles of Belgian beer. I would have to look that up to be sure, but there's a lot of lots of types of Belgian beer, and some of them are nice and light and wheaty, sure. Others are very heavy and like almost, how does one say this? Almost dessert-like in how sweet they are. So it really depends on what style of beer you get, and that's something I wanted to like go over on that stream, is go to a Belgian beer pub, order like a tasting flight of a couple of beers, and then go over what the differences are, how people would pour them, or what glasses you would have them in. A wit beer, yeah, that is a style of Belgian beer, yes. But then you've got like Trappist ales that are usually very heavy and very high in alcohol content. Some of those Trappist ales, or Abbey ales, if you want the entire overarching categories, are like from ranging between 9 and 12% in alcohol. So those are not like your, I'm gonna drink a couple of these type of beers. Those are like, I'm gonna take this beer, I'm gonna enjoy it and sip on it for a while. They're usually also not as chilled as the other ones. Usually they're served at room temp. Those heavier ales, I mean. Then you've got fruit ales. You've got everything, dude. That sounds intense. They're actually quite sweet. They're very caramelly. Some even have hints of chocolate in them, like in the tasting notes. I'm talking about stuff like, what's like a famous one? Let's do not Westmalle, let's do Westvleteren. stuff like this, right? Do I have like a better image? Come on, dude. Yeah. I'm talking about stuff like this. This one's 10%, I think. And this is the best beer in the world. It has been categorized as the best beer, one of the, if not the best beer in the world. But it's so good. And then you've got like, oh, one that you might see outside of Belgium is this one. This one is a very heavily exported beer as well. This one you won't see, because this one is brewed in a abbey, and they only brew for their own production. So they don't export it. They don't sell it in grocery stores. They don't sell it. You have to go and pick it up at the brewery. This one, right? And you can only get 1 crate of these per license plate. So you have to like order a crate, and then you have to give up your license plate. And you can only get 1 crate per license plate. And then this one is more exported. So this one you will find at grocery stores. You might even find it outside of Belgium. But it's a similar style of beer as this one. Per person, no, per license plate. So you order one, you give up your license plate, and then they put a crate aside, and then if that crate's done, you can order another one. The crates on those Westmolles are actually pretty cool. So usually what you would get if you get a crate is like a plastic box, right? Kind of like this, right? It's a plastic crate, and then the Westmolle, they reuse the crate, so you have to bring back your crate as well with your bottles. Oh, can I get like, dude, all these images are so small. So small. It's the cook at a tap house sort of place, and we had monthly beers. Dude, fine, Chimay is so good, and we put it in beef stew. Okay, this is a better image. Nope, never mind. Also, such a small image. I don't know why people upload your high-res images. Look, it's a wooden crate. It's got 12 beers in it. No, 24 beers. And you can only get 1 of these per license plate. One of the best beers in the world. And you will never find it at a pub. You will have to go to the Abbey to get one. So if you're ever doing a trip to Belgium and you're in the area of the Sint-Sixtus Abbey, you have to go and try one. You simply have to. It's not a negotiation thing. But yeah, so brown ales, brown quadruples ales, there's a couple of them, are used in beef stew. In Flemish beef stew, at least. Or Belgian beef stew, I should say. The fries, beer, chocolate, everything. Architecture, sure, yeah, why not? Why not? I need to do some research on some Art Nouveau kind of architecture. Because I want to build one of the cities in Art Nouveau. This one is very much going to be like industrial Renaissance kind of style. A mix of between steampunk and Renaissance. And I mean Italian Renaissance. Or French Renaissance, I should say. Whereas... another city I want to do like Flemish Art Nouveau. Like a lot of Antwerp and Brussels is going to be a lot of Art Nouveau. You've got a little bit of that in the outer rings of Ghent, but not so much in the city center. It's beautiful though. It's beautiful building style. Very ornate and very... It lends itself very well to steampunk type builds because there's a lot of copper and a lot of brass involved. A lot of swirly things, which are going to be hard to do in Minecraft. For people who don't know what Art Nouveau is, it's a very late 1800s, early 1900s building style where people would use a lot of natural flowing motion in their architecture, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's very intricate and very... There's a lot of glass, a lot of exposed metal as well involved. Beautiful. The buildings looks pretty in the graffiti. Graffiti is one thing, yeah, but the buildings definitely built very pretty. Can I get like an image of a typical Art Nouveau building? Yeah, I think that is very Art Nouveau. Oh, this kind of stuff. It's very pretty, very detailed, very intricate. Stuff like this as well. So this is the very extreme of Art Nouveau, but you've got this where it's like very beautiful windows and oh god, and like very intricate door designs. But the actual building is very simple. And then interiors are another thing. So many beautiful interiors in the Art Nouveau kind of swirly kind of style. Mount-site Minecraft base? What, this one? Kind of, yeah. But this, look at it. This is, and I want a city in so the houses are gonna look like this, but the actual like buildings are gonna all look like this. Greenhouse in Belgium, that's, I mean, so many greenhouses that are Art Nouveau. But yeah, look at these railings. And that's kind of, this is very easy to do and create, right? But getting all those like detailed arches and like the detailed railings and stuff is gonna be difficult to have that be represented perfectly. But doing stuff like this is what I'm excited about. Doing stuff like this is what I'm excited about. The King Leopold II greenhouse, yeah, that would be one of the more famous ones. Look at this. Why upload your freaking images in a higher resolution, please? Don't want to have to look at it. So beautiful. That's not for this city, that's for a different city, but it is going to be part of this world. Looks like an owl. Yeah, that's the entire goal, right? It's to bring nature into a building, basically. And the funny thing is, most of these buildings are like sandwiched between other normal houses, so they're not like presented out in the open. A lot of these facades, a lot of these Art Nouveau buildings, right, are just out there. You just have to look at them, which is the crazy part. Imagine then a hire build this kind of stuff. I mean, this was when architecture wasn't commercialized, right? This was just before that. Before that, and also these houses aren't worker class houses, right? These houses are built for the elite, so they could afford spending the money and the time for them. Beaux-Arts, neoclassical. Yeah, that's a good combination. Look into Art Deco, which is, I think, now I need to think. I think Art Deco is that before or after Art Nouveau? I think it's very similar to Art Nouveau, but it's way more industrial, very robust, but you still have that. I think it's after architecture 39, and then Art Nouveau is like 1800s. But Art Deco is very robust, very. It's kind of taking that same idea of we're building a natural building, but it's only rocks and no plants. We're only building rocks and no plants. That's the difference between Deco and Art Nouveau. This is a very good example of Deco. This is a very good example of Art Deco. It's very square, very angular. The Art Deco is probably, and what this is what a lot of people will miss, is that there's still a lot of detail. Look at these windows. Look at these windows. There's still a lot of detail in here, but the lines of the building aren't as flowy. They're actually very straight, very structured. What's a good Deco building in Belgium that I can think of? I mean, is that? I mean, yeah, that's Art Deco. That's Art Deco. Let me find a good image of it. Art Deco is what you would see in early industrial New York. Those like very straight lined high rises. This is Art Deco. Well, Art Deco inspired. It's built after the Art Deco movement, but it's inspired by the building style. KFC, no, that's a bank. That's the headquarters of a national bank. Oh, also it's dark. Somebody said vandalize it. I mean, I wouldn't, because the tower itself is a protected tower. So if you vandalize it, that's a crime. It is. I think it's protected by. Yeah, because it's part of the Antwerp skyline, so it is a protected building. In the sense that you can't renovate it without, or can't alter it without permission. By the fact, no. Even the company that owns it can't alter it without permission of the state or the city. So we have this law in Belgium. I don't know the inner workings of it, but basically the law says that you can't alter the skyline of a city, right? So a lot of that is because they want to protect important buildings like churches and cathedrals, right? But also they want to keep those important buildings as important buildings. So when you look at a city skyline, you want to see those important buildings popping out. So churches are one of those, belfries, towers, right? Stuff like that. This law was, I think, passed after the Second World War. I'm not sure. And by then this tower was already built, and so now it's part of that skyline, of that city skyline, because it sticks over all the houses, and it's like two churches and that tower, and now they can't alter it because it's part of that law. Hello, Abram. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good time. We're building and talking about architecture. I should look up that law and see what it actually says. I'll finish this wall and then we'll have a look at it. This also means that companies can't build over a certain amount of floors on their buildings, so they can't just put skyscrapers in cities, which is good for the fact that you can keep your city very medieval looking because it's all churches and like belfries. But on the other hand, it also means that housing gets so much more scarce because you can't put 700 units on one plot of land, basically. It's got its benefits and its downsides, basically. Okay, I'm gonna pause the recording over here. I'm gonna look up that law. Let's see. How would you find that? Come on. I don't know, I can't find it. Can't find it. Yeah, no, only thing I can find is stuff like just building policies and stuff. Which, you know, not what I'm looking for. Getting too hot. Okay. So can't find the law, but it's very obvious when you look at like city skylines that you go like, okay. This is one of the biggest cities in Belgium. Let me find a good skyline. That's not what I'm. It's not. Yeah, it's from the wrong perspective. This is a great image. This is one of the most important cities in the country. That's the sky. That's what a typical Flemish skyline will look like. A couple of churches, maybe an odd tower, and that's it. The rest is all low rise. It's only 7. I think the maximum is like 7 floors. And then if you look again, skyline, it's going to be very similar. Maybe a couple more churches. I don't want fisheye though, because fisheye distorts that view. Yeah, this is the city. Come on, dude. This is the city that we were walking through. And this is taken from a high point. I think this was taken from. Wait, can I pinpoint it? So you see how it's like house is pretty low, and then you got a couple of towers sticking out. It's very typical for like a Flemish city. So that. I think we're on the. No, we're not. Yeah, we're on the castle. Because this is the old fish market with Neptune on it. This is the old meat market. And then you got the belfry. You can see the dragon on top. That's the archive from the university. That's their library tower. Some of the oldest written books in the city are in that tower. It's pretty cool. Pretty exciting. Looks more like a rooster. Did I... Okay, let me... I need to look it up in Dutch, because otherwise it doesn't. It just shows you a gold dragon. But they also have a beer name to it. So, at this angle, it's a rooster. Yeah, if you're closer, you can see the original one. It's been replaced. It's replaced every couple of years, I think, but this is the original one. Original. I say that loosely, but this is an old version of it that you can visit. This is what it looks like with its accompanying beer next to it. That's the top of the belfry. Also, this is what I meant on that stream when I said there's like gilded parts of that roof. I want to do this. Like an Art Nouveau, I want to do stuff like this. It's huge, by the way. That dragon is not small. That's a full-grown woman. That's a full-grown woman. You would think it looks pretty small from the ground, but it's pretty big. We don't know her height. Okay, I would say she's of average height. Let me find an image where we have like a couple of people around it. That's a full-grown woman. She could be 3 feet 2. Yeah, that's true. Yes. I don't know. Is there a better image of like a reference? You're just gonna say the same. If I show you a thing with a man next to you, you're gonna say, "Oh, that he could be 4 foot 3." I don't know. The only thing I know, it's big, and I would love to visit it with you guys. The problem is this is in a very old building, right? This is in the base of the tower, right? You can see this one as well. The problem is I don't know how the reception's gonna be in the tower. I don't know how it's gonna be when you enter it. I mean network, right? So I'm pretty sure that stream would die if we enter that tower. But you could go all the way up the tower and see the entire view of the city. So one day we might do that as well. Maybe combine it with some other historical building that we can visit. But again, I would want to contact the city first and ask them if I can film within the historical buildings of the city. Because I know they're protected. And even though I don't use flashes, which is usually why you can't take photos in historical buildings, is because the flash, the sudden burst of light, can change colors on paintings and stuff. So even though I don't use flash, even though I don't use flash, when streaming, I still would want to have permission. And still, yeah, dude, the Sistine Chapel, which is the one where Michelangelo did like the paintings on the roof. Is that the 16? No, is that the Sistine Chapel? Right, that is the Sistine Chapel, right? Yes. The cool church. I mean, every church from that period. But I mean, this building with this roof. In the Vatican. So here you wouldn't be able to take a picture with flash, but people still do it. That is the cool church. I mean, the fact that it's in the Vatican, chances are very high that it is a cool church. I've seen it live. I've seen it in real life, and it's somewhat underwhelming. If you've looked at the pictures, the actual visit is very underwhelming because you're pushed through a sea of tourists, and you don't really have time to appreciate it and to look at all the details, because they are just wafting through like waves of tourists, and then suddenly they start yelling, "Oh, you gotta keep walking, gotta keep on walking, keep going, keep on walking," in the broken English that they speak. Yeah, I know. I saw it, I visited it, I looked at it, and it was very underwhelming. I'm sure that if I could have stood there for a couple more moments, I would be able to appreciate it more. But that wasn't the case. If it's in the country of John's church, probably a cool church. Not all churches not all buildings in Italy are what they are supposed to be, or what people make them out to be. Like the Tower of Pisa, right? The Tower of Pisa, people always go like, oh, you gotta see the Tower of Pisa. The tower is not the most important part of that site. Right? I know the Vatican is it, but you gotta realize that the Vatican wasn't built in the Vatican, right? The Vatican was built when that part of the country was still part of Rome. So from a historical standpoint, I still see it as a Italian style building. All right, so that's the lower end. We're all around the country. Oh, I wouldn't go that far. But there is some kind of truth in that, but not all of that is true. Yeah, no, looking at, let's go, you know what? So whenever people go to Pisa, which is a town, the only thing that you can do at that town is go and look at the side of the Tower of Pisa, which I think we all know what that looks like. I think we all know what the Tower of Pisa looks like. If you don't, where is your culture? This is what the Tower of Pisa looks like. It's slanted because they miscalculated. Now, what people don't know, is there is this huge Baroque cathedral next to it, which is 100 times more interesting than the actual tower. Why is nobody talking about the huge Baroque style cathedral next to the Tower of Pisa? The Tower of Pisa is nothing in comparison to the... Even better, I'll do you one better. First of all, nobody's talking about Bologna. Everyone's talking about the Tower of Pisa. Nobody's talking about this guy. Come on, give me a good image. I like Bologna, not the ham, the city. Nobody's talking about this guy. This guy's also falling. I think it's slanted like 45 degrees at this point. Look at him. Look at him. He's gone limp. Nobody's talking about this tower, so I don't think that's the problem. Also, I like how that this is Bologna now, and then if you look at Bologna, right, this is Bologna now, right? Those are the two towers we're talking about. This city used to be full with these guys. This is like an old drawing. There's like an old drawing or an old representation of what Bologna look like. Look at it. It used to look like this. Now there's only two. But yes, nobody's talking about this guy. Everyone is talking about this guy, and nobody is talking about the beautiful church next to it. 1.5 exactly. No, it's half. And every time it goes further off of its center point, it becomes less tall. There is another building on the site of the Tower of Pisa that is beautiful, but nobody takes a look at it because it's behind this church. Let me see if I can find a good image of it. Yeah. So now you're standing on the tower. Look at that building. Look at that building. Why is nobody talking about that building? It's beautiful. So I was like, okay, tower, seen it. What the fuck was that? Oh, this is a great image of that building. It's again, way too small, but dude, it's so cool. Can I open that image in a new? No. And everyone is doing this thing at the town when I'm like, oh, look at it. It's so pretty. Look at this thing. It's just a tower. You know why I think most people go there? It's because of the game. Hasbro has this game. I'm a fan of all the more Gothic style. This is Baroque. This is not Gothic. Hasbro. Yeah, this game. And I am 100% sure that people are only know this tower because of this game. Or because of the memes. You know, this meme. It's so not worth it. And then even worse is that this town, that's the only thing they have, right? I'm sure, I mean, the fact that it's the birthplace of Galileo, but there's nothing. There's nothing of added value to this town except for this square and the fact that it's a nice, quiet Italian town. Anything with pillars, archers, reliefs, flying. So anything that's going from Gothic to like pre-industrial neo-classicism. College from Cathedral in Prague. Couldn't get any gun once because it was a school trip. Look for 3 seconds and he's screaming at dude. Catholic churches in Prague are so dude, they're so cool. Just in general, anything in it, like, because the materials are so different. We're so used to seeing French architecture, Italian, Spanish architecture when we're talking about medieval and like a late medieval architecture, but because countries like Prague, Czechia, Prague is not a country, my bad, but countries like Poland, Czechia, Austria have such a different base material of building. Their architecture is so different, and it's so cool to see it. Like if you go to, I think, Krakow, I like the main square in Krakow because it's so pretty, and they use so much more brick instead of marble and limestone, because that's what they had. They didn't have a nice access to marble, so they did this. Look at it. Look at it. So pretty. And you got Warsaw as well. Their old city is beautiful. If you like architecture with copper roofs, oh, let me open image in a new tab. Look at it. It's so pretty. So pretty. We're getting we're getting off topic. Actually, I've never been to Krakow. I don't have. That's usually the case when you live in countries like these. So you don't go to the touristy places. But it's definitely worth. Like, I enjoyed I would have to say that I enjoyed Krakow a lot more than Warsaw for its architecture. Now, there are things in Warsaw that you don't get in Krakow. But, yeah. I already live in a tourist-based town. Same. But I do enjoy going through old towns. Not even old cities, just towns as well. Seeing how the old buildings are still standing. Higher prices, yeah. That is a downside. And over here you can see it. It's like based on a season. During springtime and autumn, the city gets a lot cheaper. And when I say a lot, it's not like suddenly you pay $10, 10 euros less, right, everywhere. But you can notice it. You notice that it's cheaper to sit out to eat or to sit down to eat. And then suddenly when summer hits or Christmas hits, suddenly there they are. There's the prices again. The extra fees, the extra taxes. During winter, the problem is we have Christmas markets that attract a lot of tourists. I don't know why tourists come here though for Christmas markets when Germany is next door. But they do. So it does get a bit more. Winters are pretty bad. Ours are just cold and wet. It doesn't snow. It doesn't really snow. We had 2 days of snow already, which is like more than we've ever had in the last couple of years for this time of year. And it's the type of snow that once it hits the ground, it's gone. No more snow once it hits the ground. No more snow if it hits the ground. But the past 5 years it's been snowing. Yeah, same thing. It's too hot for the snow to settle. Oh yeah, so that's one wall done. Once we have the walls in, things are gonna go a lot quicker. Oh, hello. Look at that. Ooh. I want to get better at like a gothic architecture in Minecraft. Like flying buttresses are as what was his name? As Eye of the Night said, flying buttresses are very cool. Lights under, yeah. Once we get the walls in, I don't need to be there, so don't really care. Oh. Big wall, big wall. I would love to visit more cities on stream and like actually go travel on stream for the sake of inspiration gathering. Imagine if we were planning a city that's like, oh, we want to build a Firenze style city in Minecraft. In a couple of weeks, we're just going for a 5-day trip to Firenze, or to Florence, for the English speakers under us. Just to see and go and scope out the buildings a bit. Imagine if you could do that. Imagine if I had the time and money to do that. It would be so nice. But alas, I mean, honestly, getting there, not the expensive part. And if we go out of season, staying there, also not the expensive part. It's getting time to do it. That's the hard part of it all. Would be very cool to do though. Would be very cool. Oh yeah, I wanted to do a city inspired by Rome, by Renaissance Rome. Let's go and look at Baroque buildings in Rome. That is the good part about living in Europe, I think, is the fact that I can do that. Because yeah, if you're an American-based streamer, you can't really just hop on a bus to the south of France, which I can do. They're fairly cheap. It is trains, yeah, but there's getting a train ticket. So here's the thing. There's these types of buses, and if you're a European viewer, you know them. The green ones, the flex buses. Those buses go everywhere, by the way. Every major touristy spot will have a connection through those buses. And they are cheap, but they're very small. Like, you don't have a lot of space in them. Or at least I don't. My legs are always squished. But it's like, what, 17 bucks? Although, yeah, then for 17 bucks these days, you can get a cheap Ryanair flight if you don't check any bags. So we could also just fly Ryanair. Flix has trains. They do? I have never seen Flix trains. Maybe that's not in our country. I've never seen a Flix train. I've only seen the buses. Strange. Strange. Yeah, just we want to see go and see Calais. You can take a bus to Calais or Toulouse, or want to go and see a medieval city, you can take a bus to Carcassonne. Am I gonna be on a bus for 16 hours? Yes, I will, but at least it'll be cheap. They only operate through Germany, Austria, and Netherlands. Oh, okay. I've done it once from where I live to the French city of Toulouse, and I'm gonna be honest, it was 14 hours of hell. I did not enjoy that ride, but it was very cheap. But like, if you think an airplane is bad, space-wise, imagine sitting on a bus for 14 hours. Yeah, but we don't have those. And honestly, if I'm going to Eastern or even southern France, southern Europe, if I go to like Poland or I go to the Baltics or Balkans or Central Europe or anything, right? It's cheaper to get a flight than the buses, because a low-cost airline to, let's say, to like Poland is a lot cheaper than flying to Italy, for instance. Because nobody really, uses those. The cheapest flight I've ever had, or have ever taken, was to Dublin. Which is surprising, because Dublin is not necessarily a cheap city, but it was a returning flight of Ryanair, so that the airplane had to go that direction, and they just wanted to fill it up. They just wanted to fill up, and I flew to Dublin for 13 euros. 2-hour flight, not even 2 hours, just over the channel, basically. Landed in Dublin. I didn't need to check back because I only was there for a week, so I stuffed all of my stuff in a backpack. So the only thing I had on me was my backpack. $13. Boom. That was the cheapest flight I've ever taken, and I enjoyed Dublin. It was Dublin in like March, so it was very wet, and very grey. And it was the week after St. Patrick's Day. So I didn't want to go during St. Patrick's Day. I knew it was going to be too busy. So I went the week after. Very enjoyable city. Very expensive though. I would live there. If it wasn't so expensive, I wouldn't mind living there. For like a year. Honestly, very similar to where I live now. Like climate-wise, or at least from what I experienced climate-wise. What other cities have I visited? I've done most of France. Like most of the important cities in France I've seen with my family. Because France is very easily done by car, for me at least, for where I live. And so back in the day we used to always, like when I was a kid, we always went on holiday, on our own vacation to France. So I've seen most of France. What else do we have? I've seen a lot of Italy. I don't really... Anything else? I've seen Warsaw and Krakow. I've seen Barcelona. I've seen... Yeah, I think that's about it. And then, of course, like the Netherlands and parts of Germany, but I never went on vacation to the Netherlands or on vacation to Germany. I just always like on a weekend trip. But I don't see any reason to pay 3 times the value of the house. Well, I mean, sure, but then I do enjoy living alone. I do enjoy living alone. I know rent's expensive, but Glibit? I don't know how to pronounce that radio tower. The highest wooden radio tower in the world. Interesting. Interesting. It's 111 meters tall. Still in use. Nice. That's interesting. For sure. Interesting. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hello, Mr. Square. Welcome in. How you doing? We're building the first building of our new city. And we're talking about traveling and architecture in different places. So, yeah, welcome. Hope you enjoy it. Come on. Come on. E equals MC squared. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Let's just do the outside because I technically don't need that floor on the inside since we're covering it up. Ooh, I am gonna put blocks in here though. Ah. Yeah, it's all, well, technically it's all cubed, not squared, you know? So your name should be MC cubed, not squared. Cubes are made of square. Yes, but they're not squares. They exist in a three-dimensional domain. It's very different. It's a very different thing. 6 squares in a cubic trench coat. Good. That's a good one. I like it. That's oh, I hit sensitivity button. Okay, I need to remember that. I have somebody who's into math and stuff. I don't know why people are into math, but I have someone that's into math, and I'm gonna tell him that joke. I'm gonna steal your joke, basically. I'm gonna steal your joke. He's an ex-math teacher. Yeah, he's not even a math teacher. He just likes math for some reason. Okay. We're almost there, chat. Almost all the walls in place. Now we just need to do those. And then the easy part comes. Because math don't lie. Math always lies. Because you always have to ask, oh, because what science are we talking about? Because some sciences 1 + 1 is 1, and other sciences 1 + 0. 1 + 1 is 2, and other sciences 1 + 1 is 1. The 1 + 1 is not always 2. Computers 1 + 1 is 10. Exactly. So, what kind of, you know? I never really liked math, but maybe that's because I've got this thing called dyscalculia, uh, which is funny because people with dyslexia can't spell that word. But I switched my numbers around. So maybe that's because that's why I never liked math. Then again, I also didn't like maybe I just didn't like school. Because I also didn't like languages. I did in high school, I did like human sciences, so we had a lot of psychology and stuff, and sociology. I liked that. I liked that, but that was never my interest to make it my job, you know? That was like, if I do have to like one of these things, I'll like this thing. Because we didn't have computer sciences in high school. I think they do now in like the STEM things. I can count them, I can't write it down. I can't write it down. I can count them. Just can't write it down correctly. Okay, what's going on here? You get the point of the joke, that's what matters. Math taught in school is boring, math applied in life is funny. As programmers, I know. I also didn't like programming, but that's a whole different reason. In college, I did. I went to college for film, and then I don't mean like film in an artistic sense. I meant like, basically it's. How do I say this? You've got like marketeers, right? People who like think about marketing strategies, and then you have other people that apply those strategies to make a product or to make an advert. That's what I went to college for, right? To apply those strategies and make the advert and make the film the ad, edit the ad, put it out there, stuff like that, right? Commercial video. But we also had to do like web design, and I don't know why. We also had physics, and I also don't know why. Because apparently you need to know physics to do corporate design. Shut up when skipping an ad. Well, no, those are the people thinking of the ad. I'm just there to make the ad. I didn't think of the ad. I didn't invent the ad, or I didn't write the advert, right? I just made it. Okay. That would be the actors. Okay, that's our bare structure. What are we thinking? Without all the frills and details in place. Now that I think about it, this is very Art Deco. This is a very Art Deco structure. Very rigid, very rectangular. Got a bit of curvature on the sides and in the front, but that's about it. So I'd say, because that's gonna be easier viewed from the time lapse, let's do the like inside floors and stuff first, and then we'll see what we can do with the rest. I'm gonna need you. Don't really need the. Maybe we put this in our backpack. If we ever need it again, we can use it. It's one big box. It is. Don't really need you just yet. I am gonna need all of these. Copycat. What else do I need? I'm thinking I need beams, I need brackets, I need you. I'm trying to think of what I'll need for all of this. Now we're getting at the point where I need so many different types of blocks that it's... windows are last. That's after the roof. Vertical steps, no, that's for the roof bit. I'm gonna need all the metal supports. So these I do need. Yes, I need those. I need girders. Did I take those beams? Yes. I think that's about it. If I'm not counting any windows or... Oh, I need to do roof. So I do need these. I think that's about it. Yeah. Oh, and these. Dude, I need so much more stuff for the inside of this building. I think that's about it. Yeah, the rest is all windows and like outside decoration. Okay, let's get some inside decoration done. We'll start at the bottom. And I feel like we do facade first. So this space. Right. Okay. So we take out large metal girders. We're gonna grab a bunch of these. Bunch of normal girders. And then our flywheels. Also some dirt for scaffolding. Not that I need scaffolding, but I do need something to place a block against. So we do that, and then it's 3. One, 2. Oh, it's not fall. Thank you very much. Wait, that not cut limestone? It isn't. Do I not have any more cut limestone? Huh, strange. Also, I probably should start a new time lapse. So on the inside, we're gonna have this half dome type thing that I think is very pretty. Okay, so that is gonna interact with this guy. If I can get it correctly. Can I pick this guy up with... Oh, nice. Nope. Nope. Like so, and then... Oh. Then on top of here, we're just gonna do another little arch. Just connecting this up to the wall. That. And then we'll do the decorations later. First of all, I want to build up this arch. Or this half dome, I should call it. Let's do... Nope. And this is why I grabbed some dirt, so I can use dirt as a temporary block. That isn't temporary. I'm just gonna leave them in here. Now let's do dirt here, and dirt there. Boom. And boom. I kind of wanted to go for like a bit of a mosaic type of vibe, and that's why I added these small bricks into it. Just to break up the fact that it's all brick, you know? And I feel like the small brick does add to it. Then, to make sure that this doesn't get blown up ever, we're gonna add 2 torches in here. And then I think I did slabs? No, I did. Niche. And then these are going to be that, and then over here we'll do a mixture of limestone. Okay, so that, very pretty, right? Here's where we go a step further with decoration. Come down here, grab 2 flywheels, pop them in there. Very nice, very pretty. Go underneath here. Very pretty. Boom. And then grab you. Nope. That's the only thing is I feel like I want to be able to open my inventory when shifting on a jetpack. You know? There we go, and then I do need to, just because my OCD brain tells me to. Just hit these guys with the wrench. Like that. I also did, if I'm correct, that with one of you on. Then I also had vertical. I think I did one over here. I could also just check, you know? Yes. Okay, so you. This is also supposed to be one of these guys. Can I get on here? Can. And then we do copycat U, brass block in there, and we grab a bracket. Connect it up. There we go. Nice entrance. Nice entrance. What else? Did I bring stairs? Did I bring the copycat stairs? I don't think I did. Get stairs. And the rest I do have. We need stair in here, stair in there. Panel, panel, panel. I want this building to look rich, so lots of decorations everywhere. I put them away, didn't I? I put them away, didn't I? I did. Boom. One more here. One more here. Gilded. Some brick. To tie it in a little bit. Okay, good. Eyes everywhere. I just realized that all of these look like eyes. So that's that, and then just to break up the white of the entire building, I'm gonna get these in here. Like so. Then we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue these up. Okay, there. Nope. Okay, so those are galleries. And then I think I did one more. One more of those flywheels in these corners here. All right, you can't break these with a wrench. I don't think I supported this one though. Let me check. Yeah, I didn't support this one, which is fine. Boom. Boom. Okay, so that's that, and then we continue that up here, but first we want to get floor in place. floor. I haven't really done the full interior yet. I don't know if that's something I want to do on video. Probably I do. But we can plan it out today. Once I'm done. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these like chambers, but continuing the floor. I don't know. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait for now. Alright, so those are 2 main floors, and then we need to do that in that smaller bit, which is where I need the slabs. There you go. There we go. It doesn't look like much from here, but from the bottom, it looks so much cooler. But just making that little cross. When doing this, I had to think about there's a certain this has a certain term, but you know how like the dome of the Pantheon in Rome has that square-ish design in it. It kind of looks like a round waffle, like a dome waffle. That has a certain name to it, but this made me think of that. This kind of thing. Okay, so we have that. We've got those. We have these doors that I still need to do. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Where are you coming from? Is it this dark in here? Oh, probably in this corner. Okay, let's get some... Yep, let's get some torches down. Just for now, till we get the actual lighting up. Okay, 1 torch there does the job. 1 torch here does the job. Right, now the top ceiling is pretty much the same as the lower ones. It's just all these faceted kind of things, you know? The little square design, the cross design. Okay. Pick this one up. Slabs now in all the corners. I think after this we're filling in the dome, right? So when I get the roof in place, we're filling in the dome, then we're covering these granite bits with some panels as well. There we go. I think that's it for this side, and then we just have to do this side. But we'll do this after a little sleepy sleep. Okay, and the last three. Okay, now we go back up top. Make things a bit easier. There we go. Ba-da-bum. Boom. Boom. Oh, I need to do some. I need to still do the supports for the dome as well. We'll get those in before we do the dome then. Also, am I? Yes. I was like, if I wasn't recording now, I'd have a problem. Okay, so that's that. Now I have this thing where I need to put some supports in as well. These also need those flywheels, by the way. Okay, let me grab everything I need for the flywheels. Flywheel 1. Flywheel 2. Flywheel 3, and then the last one. There. I'll take away all the dirt in a second, but for now we're gonna do this. Get these in place. Okay. Boom. Boom. This is the slow part, but it's fine. Wait, why? Oh, there's nothing. Oh, of course, there's nothing there. That's basically what we're doing on every corner. So I do need more slabs. We're basically trying to transition from this roof design over here to the dome. And then if we're done with the dome and like the top part of the roof, we can start thinking about windows or start building on the windows and like the outer exterior detailing. Okay. So that's that. And now it's dome time, which means window time. You. These are the ones I need. Not a lot has changed on the outside, except for this maybe. Okay, boom. Boom. It is a slab here. Continue slab here. And that's basically what we're doing everywhere. On every corner of this dome, we're repeating that same pattern. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a dome. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. Could I do it without the template is the question. That, go over, that. Then it's this, continue, then it's 2. Okay, 2 over here, and then 1 slab, 3 more slabs. Boom. Now, we just need to hope that I didn't do that wrong. Nope, that's the wrong block, please. There we go. Boom. Slab. Let's not use those up here. Okay, now the fun part is we need to put down a whole lot of copycat panels with layered deep slate in them. Why? Good question. Mostly because I don't want to be able to see all the granite from outside. And now we can do this. Nope. That's the wrong block. Okay, good. Now this side. Then I think I'm gonna put it on, I'm gonna take it off layer by layer, and I'm gonna just put full on the schematic up, because most of the bulk is built, right? Now it's just a lot of details. So, just to be able to see what we're missing or what's not in the right place, I'm just gonna, you know, use the full schematic from now on. That's not what I want to do. I do need to like do a little bit of terraforming as well. Mostly because I have turned the little caves that we have that are now surface, like this thing, I've turned those into little pools of water. So I do need to do a little bit of cleanup there as well, so I can actually make it part of the ocean, or make it run into the ocean, I should say. Okay, so now we have a full-on dome. Let's put all. And then, now this is what we just need to do. We just need to do like all the windows and stuff. I think we've got most of the details that we want. But look at those ceilings. Oh, it looks so good. Okay. Now we basically need the rest of all of this. So we're gonna dump whatever we have. We're gonna be taking stuff in and out of our backpack plenty, but although I don't just yet need those two. Same for that. Mostly just all the windows. And I do need, I think I need the bricks, these. Okay. Then I do need all of these copycat blocks as well. And all of that. I think that's about it. That's all I need. The rest is mainly for the square. Okay, I think at this point, maybe we save our recordings first. And then we'll go into the detail aspect of the build. Okay, let's see. Windows. Boom. There you go. That's one. Two. There we go. Bottom. I'm just trying to get the first windows in. The flat ones, the normal ones. Then we'll work on all the other detaily bits on this wall. Nope. Go. Do the same over here. You need a couple of those. Okay. These, honestly, they're not support, or they're meant to be supports, but they're not structural supports. They're mostly just to tie the round bits together and give them a bit more shape. Otherwise, these are very flat. And they don't have that much, like, interesting detail to it. So we're trying to make it look a little more interesting by using these. As like a way of connecting everything together. There we go, and then I just need to oop. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And by doing this, like just these like 2 tall supports on the corners, it's gonna make that square look way more rounded. It adds, it's not a lot, but it does add to the building, and it's actually quite nice. Quite like it. Okay, and then in here is where we go back to combination of these guys. Let me put this away for now. And then the layered stuff. So I need to get in here, and then I can just do that. There we go. And then just to mimic the top of the roof, we get these in place. And that, I think, is everything I need to do on the front. Oh no, I need to put in the lower windows. I need vertical stairs. I have vertical stairs. Where did I put the vertical? Right there. And then these guys. There we go. Oh. Then I'll probably, once I start decorating the square, like properly, once I have more buildings around it, I'll probably put like 2 planters, 2 big planters in here with some trees to kind of, we have this empty space on both sides, right? And that's, I need to still add those. And then we need to do roof. we need to do roof, which, you know, not the worst thing to do. I need you. Just gonna make the shape of the roof first. And then we're gonna frame it in some of the other stuff. Let me grab some slabs. Maybe I should finish this off first. There we go. There we go. Grab you. Okay, let's do that. Continue all of this down here. Good. Good. Now let's grab ourselves some industrial iron blocks. Then some panels, some vertical steps, normal steps, but a couple of stairs. Don't need you. No, I do need you. I think that's about it. First things first. Let's change you. You down. And then this is a stair. There we go. Come on. You can do it. Go. Then we do there over there. Okay, let's get those in place. Let's get you in place. Come on. No. I want to get here. There we go. And then we extend it by half a block. Maybe I should finish this side off first. Ah. Oh right, I didn't continue over there. Oh, I need my bytes. Where are those? Here. You. 2. There we go. And then I need half panels, but to put those on, do I have them? I do. To put those on, I need a temporary block, which, again, dirt. There we go. Get rid of those. And then from the bottom, we're just gonna thicken those up a little bit. That's one. And now the other side. Okay. I'm gonna do the structure first on this one. Stairs. So we do slab, you, slab. Okay, now we do the same on the other side. Boom. Stair, slab, slab. Slabs. Panel. Oh. Panel, panel. There we go. Bum, ba-dum, ba-da, 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 bum, ba-dum, bum. Okay, let's do you, you, you. Now the question is, how quickly are we doing the rest of the build? The rest is less detailed than this, though. As one would do, of course. Slabs. Oh, I need to still fill this in as well. Okay, back to this side. Okay, let's take a nap. Watch everything burn while we're at it. And this side is fairly simple. That's not where that goes, though. Fairly simple, but I still misplace blocks. You... Is that the only layers I have? That doesn't seem right. I need you, and then a bunch of you. Oh, it's girders, okay. It's normal girders, not these ones. There you go. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Okay, that's... Oh, I need to do the top part as well. The backside should be fairly easy to do, but a lot of it is flying above ground, so let me do balconies first. Oh, do I have shears on me? I do. Nice. Okay, so that's one. That, just finish it off while we're at it. Okay. Oh, I do have them in my inventory. I was gonna say I keep losing my copycat stairs, but that's not the case. There we go. Window panes. That's one. Then this guy is different window panes. There we go. Boom. Just so it's a little easier to see where the panes end. Yeah, this is what I wanted to avoid. There we go. Okay. There we go. Damn it. No! Come on. Thank you. So that, and then we need to do our corner bits as well. Just to frame it all out a little bit more. Okay. Back to this guy. That's not what we wanted to do. There we go. Shears. Boom. Boom. There we go. There we go. Oh, I need to get rid of that dirt. Do that later. And then it's these guys, which, you know, would be great if it was all supported. Getting the windows in is easy. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. Oh boy, my nose is all kinds of messed up. Right. Right. Can I get more panels? Sérieux? Sure. That looks fine. Grab a little nap while we're at it. Okay, get the lower ring in place, and then do all the in-between kind of things as well. And at that point, I think we can say we're almost done. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, why are we constantly going through the same 5 songs? Please, give me something else. This is where it gets a little more difficult, because I need you to go down to a place where there's no block. Okay. The rest is fairly simple. There we go. And now, just a couple more windows. All right, let's see it. Let's see it in action. I actually quite like it. I knew what it was gonna look like, but even now, you know, it's always that day in between. If you like it one day, there is no, like, you can always not like it the day after. So I always need to give a building like a day to fester for me to like think about it, and I've been doing that, and it looks good. I like it. Now let's get a door in place. Not with this though. I want this door to be copper. Okay, you. You. So we'll do that. You go in the middle. There we go. Door. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. And then we'll have to do a little bit of terraforming over here. You know what? Let's do that. Let's, while the time lapse is still running, let's get that retaining wall in. Let me see how much of this I can put away in here. I should have massive andesite bricks somewhere. Those, and then we'll get a bunch of this. I don't really need all of this anymore. So we'll forget about that. Now we'll get a retaining wall in place. And filled up in a single layer. Let's bring it down a bunch. I don't think this is the lowest point, but it's a good start. Oh. Oh, of course. Okay, but now I do know where the limit is and where I can light things up. Or where I need to light things up, so. That will do. And over here, it's kind of like the same, you know. Dirt. Bring that in front. Get rid of all of this. There we go. So we're gonna light this up. Okay, I think this is gonna be... I like these massive bricks for stuff like retaining walls, because it brings it so much more in perspective that this is meant to be a wall, like a big wall, you know? This isn't something... This is a structure with a capital S. Let's do that, get rid of all of this. And then I'll have to do that later, but for now we'll bring up this wall over here. Beautiful. Even if I say so myself. Mm-hmm. And so over here, this is what I mean. I'm gonna use this natural cave as like a bit of a waterway that's running down all the way into the river. So that's why I need to do a lot of digging. Which also means that I am gonna have to repair my shovel. There you go. Okay, let's start from here. Start digging some stuff out. Okay. We can always put stuff back if needed, so. Then that all needs to go. Right, that is it. And the question is, does this all connect into here? It does, okay, good. Beautiful. I think we're high enough everywhere that we don't need the schematic anymore. Never mind. Does this need to go? Yes, it does. Okay, I thought I had this properly lit up, but apparently not. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, cave. Give me a sec. Just making sure y'all don't spawn anymore. Good. And now we keep going. Bada 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 bum. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum. Stone brick, well, andesite brick wall, but andesite's a stone, right? Andesite is a stone of sorts, I would say. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum, ba-da-bum. Okay, let's see. And then this all continues across over here. Just like that. Now I am gonna have to do a little more cleaning up in like the little nooks and crannies, making sure that everything looks like it's connected down, right? It would be stupid if you just have like a block sitting on top of a pile of dirt, so doing this kind of sells the point, or sells it being buried into the wall. Okay. Alright. Right. Let's do... do I not... Yeah, I go up one more layer. There you go. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Now we're gonna put some dirt down so we can walk. And we don't have to scaffold all our way around. So the dirt that we're placing down is very temporary, because this is all going to become the ground level of whatever city we're building here. But I just don't know what that is going to be. So temporarily we're doing this. And we're just covering all of this up. There we go. I don't know if I brought enough dirt to do this though. Probably won't have enough dirt in the backpack. How much more dirt do we have? We have that, we've got this amount of grass blocks as well. Which, I probably should put the grass blocks in the middle so we speed up the grassifying of this area a little bit more. So I'm just gonna spread these out a little bit. Okay. That is all I have in dirt. Although maybe in the other backpack. Maybe I brought dirt in the other backpack. I did. Look at that. More dirt. More dirt. Precious dirt. Beautiful. Now we grab our andesite bricks again, vertical steps as well. And we just kind of puzzle these into the corners. Okay. Two, and then these are gonna go on top. What time is it? 10:30. That's doable. We can do the river as well. Most of the river I already have because it's there, right? The large holes that we want to fill with water are already there. We just need to fill them up. Okay. I do like it. I might have to break it up a bit more, but that is good enough to begin with. Let's set you to all again. Now we do some digging. Okay. Let's get myself some regular old stone. And build this up from the base. Okay. Boom. There we go. And then this needs to go. Okay. Did I have stone underneath? I did. Okay, good. There we go. And then this goes across like that. Okay, we're also gonna light this up on the inside. For safety reasons. Okay, there we go. Connect over here. Give me stone. Okay, good. Just get that one piece of stone in there. Oh, it's good. Hmm. And then we connect this to the ground over here. Making a bit of an arcing structure. Did I get all of them? I think, nope. This one also needs its thing. And then this one I'm going to do layer by layer because it's a bit wider, and because of the water you can't really see it. So we're gonna make this a bit smaller. There we go. Let's do that. Then how much higher do I go? I don't think I go much higher than this. Okay, this I'm gonna do that. Do I have 2 buckets of waters? No, but I have 2 buckets, so I can grab water. Also, before I do anything with water, I probably should get all the entire channel dug out. Some slight terraforming. Okay, I think that is good. And then we do need to kind of pluck this up over here. Okay. That, and then not that, please. Go there. Go here. Okay, I think that's plenty. You're not going to see it because it's going to be underwater. Okay. Okay, let's see. I think that's about it. And then we just need to replace this dirt. I think that's about it. I think if I now fill in all of these pools, we're gonna start at, we probably should start at the bottom, right? Yeah. So we'll start over here, even though we've got friends. There we go. So we'll start over here, fill in the entire thing. There we go. And we basically have to do this for every layer. You know, I'll probably want to start going this direction. Although we do always have to put one in here. Okay. Okay, that's good. This is the easiest way of filling something with water if you're not using create components, like a pump. I always feel like there should be an easier way to do it. This is the biggest one I need to fill, though. Nope. Huh. Interesting. There we go. Bum bum bum. Okay, 2 more layers before we start on the overflow. And now it's gonna be easier because we've got ground to place water on. Okay, last layer. Okay. Now, this is where things become a little more interesting in the sense that I need this to flow almost naturally. Like that. But then I also want it to go over here. Yeah, that's okay. I can live with that. Now we need to do the same thing over here, where we're gonna build this pool of water up until we hit that overflow. Maybe I should bring some water with me. And then that should run down this little wall over here. Okay. Now the good thing about these pools is they're not as deep as the other one, so these are pretty quick. Okay. And then that kind of trails down. Oh, I forgot a couple of blocks. Do I not have? I do. Kind of trying to shape the water a little bit. There we go. Okay, that's better, although over here we can use a little more volume in the water, I could call it. Basically want it to fill in more of this. Wow, how long have we been streaming for? Almost 4 hours. Yeah, that looks better. And then over here we do the same thing. We'll have a little bit of water coming out of here. A little bit of water coming out of here. Yeah, sure, that's plenty. And then we fill this up as well. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Now the only thing we need to do is the last layer. Which should be enough for us to get everything nice and flowy. Also, this is going to add a little more... I wouldn't say life. Life might be the wrong choice of words. But this is going to add some more environment. That's what I'm looking for to the build. And there we go. Just a little bit of water coming down all the way into the river. Look at that! Look at that! And then we'll continue the retaining wall. I think over there, we're gonna... You see that straight line of dirt? We're gonna patch all of that up. Bring it up a bit. And that's it. Now, I do still need to build up the square, which I'm going to do in the video. So, overall, we got a lot of work done. Dude, this is just luck. The fact that this was underneath here, and with just a little bit of cleaning this up, I think I'm going to start the next retaining wall, like... here. Maybe we put in the start already, right? Just so we know where we're gonna start it off. As if this used to flow water as well, right? As if water used to flow out of here as well, but it's been drying up for some reason. But that's gonna be the next retaining wall, and that's gonna wrap around that way, exposing those two caves. Or I mean, it's one cave, it's like a little loop-de-loop, but and that just kind of helps us build in the terrain into our land. It also gives us another separation, another water separation. So this is like the main river running through the city. We're gonna be making it a bit smaller. I think I'm gonna put up the bulwarks like right here, so that it's just big enough for a small boat, but not for like a ship, right? But that's about it. So we're gonna make that river a lot smaller, a lot tidier. We're gonna clean it up a bit, have bridges across. But that's for when we actually start building this city. First things first is get everything over here. Make sure we have everything we need to build the city. Right. To-do list. Let's check the to-do list. As we do at every stream, you gotta check off whatever. This is an Excel file, and I'm deleting stuff. I'm deleting stuff I've done already. So building is built. Nice. Done all the decorating as well, or all the temporary decorating as well, which is good. I ordered a new capture card, so I'm gonna test that one once it's arrived. I'm gonna test that one and see if it's the capture card that's broken. I think it is, but who knows, right? Okay, that's all good. That's all good. Good. And that's about it, I think. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can do on stream for now. So I hope you've enjoyed stream. I have. I'm gonna eat dinner now at midnight, 11 p.m. But I'll see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we're streaming again. What I will be streaming, I don't know, but it's gonna be around the same time. And yeah. Yeah, that's about it, I think. Thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your day, night, whatever you still have to do, and I'll see you all later. Bye.